and JJ.
Hit it!
It's time for the Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
And we welcome you in on the afternoon from a beautiful venue. Man, we love coming up here. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline, JJ LaSelva with you. And we're live from the terrific UNF Arena. Boy, this place is beautiful, and this hospitality area is beautiful, in large part because they're going to have food and drink later. Right?
That's right.
Right?
Yeah,
you got to comment. When I say food and drink later, you jump right in and say, that's awesome. I can't wait to eat.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously.
It's an automatic.
Well, and you got a pretty big game tonight, too.
Oh, there's that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a game, too.
Yeah. You got basketball as well.
There's hoop as well?
Yeah.
Well, who knew that?
Yeah.
I came for the food.
Oh, you got a bonus.
UNF Stetson. I heard you talk about it in the handoff. The Ospreys playing better. Boy, what I can't wait to watch is this guy, Cameron Oriole.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen a lot of him. I haven't seen them this year. I've seen him a lot on the ESPN Plus broadcast, but I haven't really seen him in person. Looking forward. I mean, he's a heck of a player.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's regularly scoring over 30 points. He had 15 assists in the overtime win the other day. I mean, just playing at an unbelievable level in shooting 49.2% from the floor, which is just ridiculous for a guard. So, so that's going to be a lot of fun to hear more about him and to watch him play. And, yeah, it's a big game. UNF obviously got off to a real tough start, but 3-5 in ASUN play, and they've won 3 of their last 4. So, once the ASUN is bizarre this year because there's like 4 really good teams, and then there's a gap, but 5 through, the rest of the field is pretty much right there jumbled up. So for UNF and JU, despite the 3-5 starts, I mean, they could end up getting a pretty quality seed going into the tournament, if they can close the regular season strong. But Stetson comes in also with the 3-5 record. So there's just this logjam of 3-5 teams that UNF and JU are among. And it's going to be a fun race.
Yeah, it really is. Cameron Oriole, by the way, twice has been ASUN Player of the Week. We're still in January. He's been the ASUN Player of the Week twice, and we're haven't gotten to February yet. So these guys are a really good player. Bobby Kennan, the coach, the first-year coach here at UNF, will join us momentarily on the program. He's going to join us at 4:15. Our friend Nick Morrow, the athletic director here at UNF, will be here at 5:15. Lee Smith's going to come by. He's rather than be by phone, he'll be here at 5 o'clock. So he's going to be in the arena with us as well. Lee's a big basketball fan, so it's going to be good to see him too. So we've got a lot of fun stuff going on today on this program on our Thursdays. Our Thursdays, as you know, always brought to you by our friends at Stanley Pools, the best pool company in Jacksonville since 1988. They've done such a terrific job. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I want to talk a little bit more about the Belichick aftermath. Did you see the column? Can't pronounce his name. The columnist
from the Kansas City Star. Yeah,
it was an interesting take, and I'll say this for him. At least he put his hand in the air and said, "I voted. I'm one of them."
Right.
Is he the only one of the 11 or 11 plus that we've heard from?
As far as I'm aware,
yeah.
I haven't seen anybody else, explain their decision. I mean, again, part of that, I don't think they want them to.
Well,
because it's not public yet.
That's right.
And
that's
so,
right. You're right.
So the Hall of Fame is already sent out, a strongly worded letter to its voting block saying, hey, you guys really are not supposed to be discussing this. It's really not even supposed to be out yet that Belichick didn't get in.
Right.
But anyway, it is. And again, it's such a huge story that I think it's going to fall on deaf ears in terms of these guys not talking about it or talking about it, whatever. But yeah, it was an interesting take. I mean, I didn't agree with what his logic was. It felt more like, a personal crusade of a voter more than who should really be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, if your logic is, well, I've always wanted to see Ken Anderson in the Hall of Fame. I think he's a Hall of Fame player, but I'm not going to vote for Bill Belichick. I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I appreciate the fact that he wrote, a column about it to explain it. But it still, I think, just reflects like just a complete overthinking of it. And look, I mean, that's the thing about being a Hall of Fame voter. There are going to be players that you probably just think deserve to be in, and this may be their only chance, as he was talking about the process. But you've got to vote for the best way to tell the story of pro football. Who's better to tell that story? The career of Ken Anderson who I would guess 85% of NFL fans have no idea who he even is, or Bill Belichick, who was the head coach of 6 Super Bowl championships and a coordinator for 2 more. It's again, it's not logical.
Yeah, and the reality is, and the process is also the problem. By the way, I applaud the fact that I know they're not supposed to say it, so maybe he broke the rules, but I applaud the fact when it feels like, at least, and maybe I didn't know enough about the rules, it feels like everyone's hiding from it. At least he didn't hide from it. He put his hand in the air and said, listen, I'm one of the ones who didn't vote for him, and here's why. To your point, he got it wrong. The process is a little bit wrong. He said if it was just a thumbs up or thumbs down for Belichick, I'd have voted for him. He said, but the 3 guys, Ken Anderson, Roger Craig, and L.C. Greenwood, are the 3 players they're in the senior division committee, whatever. And I felt like if I didn't vote for them, they would never get in. He said, so I voted for them because I thought that was the only way to get them in. And so, and I felt like, well, Belichick will get in eventually. I don't need to vote for him now. So, kind of a silly comment, but that's kind of what he voted for. So we'll talk about that coming up.
I'll say this too. There's been this media myth of how could these 11 people have done this. I don't think it was just 11.
Yeah, that's right.
I think people are assuming he must have just barely missed by a vote.
Right.
I don't get the sense that that's in play at all.
Well, and like we talked about with Rick Ballou, it should be public. It should be public. So we'll certainly talk about that coming up on the program today. Lee Smith stops by. Boy, the Gators last night just absolutely destroyed South Carolina.
Perfect game.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. They couldn't have played any better. We'll certainly get to that coming up later on. Week off before the Super Bowl. Good idea, bad idea. I got a lot of thoughts on that. So we got a lot of stuff to do today on the program. Glad you're with us. Let's take a break. When we come back, our friend Bobby Kinnan will join us. He is the first-year head coach at UNF, and the Ospreys playing really well right now. We'll talk some basketball after this.
The Frangie Show
From the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Sometimes it's larger than life.
What do they got in there, King Kong?
1010 XL. Extra large radio.
Is there anything else you want to show me?
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Some plumbing companies say they're local, right up until you realize their headquarters are in New York City. At Hall & Sons Plumbing, we're actually from here. Born, raised, and fixing leaks right here in Jacksonville. Hall & Sons Plumbing. Local. Family. Real.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010 XL 92.5 FM.
Be the first to discover the best new home community in beautiful Green Cove Springs. Highland Trail, where the rhythm of life slows down. Enjoy green spaces, luxury pools, pickleball courts, winding trails, and more at livehighlandtrail.com. Choose from 3 premium builders, just starting in the 300s.
Oh, at Highland Trail.
Happy New Year, sports fans. Hicken here, and let's keep the skincare talk going while we ring in the new year. You know it's winter, a little cold outside. That sun is still shining, so let's always be reminded to take care of our skin. Beaches Dermatology now has a new location open in Fernandina. So if you live just a little north of Duval, you can now see the pros at Beaches Dermatology without having to make the drive to Jax. Go online to beachesdermatology.com to book your skincare appointment today. That's beachesdermatology.com.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jax. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jax, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjax.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. We always talk about Honda, Triumph, so many great bikes, but Aprilia from Italy is also a beautiful line.
It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is a fine sport bike. It's one that when you take your helmet off, you're never frowning. You're always smiling.
So if you want to treat yourself to something really special on the road, that's a line they should look into?
Absolutely, and we've got them in stock and ready to roll.
All right, make sure you check them out. They are on Atlantic near Regis C. CyclesofJacksonville.com is a great place to go, or check out their Facebook page. That's Cycles of Jacksonville.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
All right, we thank you. Thank our friends from Stanley Pools. Thank you for joining us on the program. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline with you. JJ La Selva back in World Headquarters. And our buddy Bobby Kennan is here, the terrific first-year coach for UNF, whose team's playing really well right now. How you doing, man?
Doing great. Good
to see you.
Say we're playing better, so it's always nice when that happens.
Yeah. All right, let me ask you. First year in, how's it been? I mean, what's it been like? You've been an assistant for a lot of years. You run the show now. What's the life been like for you?
I think the outside obligations are a whole lot more than you ever think of. Yeah. You know, just for instance, last week, we had an event on campus on Tuesday night where, the Athletic Academic Advising and Development brought in 3 CEOs to speak to our athletes. So right. I attend that. Wednesday night, we're launching a swoop sauce at Island Wings. Yep. So I'm there. We play Thursday night. Friday, we had a Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame induction. Saturday we played. I recruited Saturday night. Sunday I spoke to a group of sororities. Monday was an easy night. Tuesday night I spoke to our alumni board, and then here we are playing Thursday and Saturday this week, and
that's the life.
Some recruiting in there, and that's the life. So it's bigger than basketball, and fortunately for me, I have a fantastic staff, and they just we all complement each other and just fill in the gaps for each other when need be.
You guys have won 3 of the last 4. What's clicked?
I think. One of the things, like, our guard play has been absolutely terrific. KJ and Cam have been fantastic, but I'll say that they've been really good because our forwards have improved tremendously. Dalton Gaiman, Nestor Diachuk, Trey Caddy, Mason Lee, like those guys have done a fantastic job for us. I mean, they're all tremendous passers. They've rebounded the ball at a higher level. And sometimes when you have your guards, like, they're going to try to take those guys away. Well, those guys have become playmakers for us, and they've become passers and triggermen for us. And I think they've done a lot better job defensively as well. And I think that's as much for our success as the tremendous performances that some of those other guys have had on the perimeter for us.
KJ is a local guy, so we've seen him. We've seen him come up. Cameron Oriole. Did you expect this? Did you know he was this good?
Well, I knew how good of a person he is. I knew how good of a human being he is. I know what his work ethic is. I know what his ability is. I know what his care factor is. And when I had the opportunity to get this job, he was my very first call. I mean, I literally called him within 10 minutes of our Zoom call. I called him right away. And the thing about Cam that's just terrific is, I mean, he's a 4.0 student. And I keep using this term with him over and over again, like, he's a pro. And what I mean by that, like, he's a pro in how he approaches everything. How he approaches anything is how he approaches everything. Just work ethic's undeniable. His leadership has been undeniable. And he's doing all this stuff, and I'm asking him to be a point guard. He's never played the point before in his life, and he comes out here Saturday and has 15 assists and 3 turnovers. I mean, what he's doing is truly remarkable.
I mean, we talk about it a lot. I didn't know that. I thought he'd be a good player, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's such a huge jump. Last year he averaged 7.3 points a game, and now he's at 20.8, and that number keeps going up because he's posting 30 points a game regularly. He's shooting the number that jumped out to me. He's shooting 49.2% from the floor.
Yes.
So describe his court awareness, his shot selection, and what makes him such an efficient scorer.
I think one of the things that he's very strong physically, and he's that guy. He's that traditional 3-level scorer. I mean, he has the ability to score at the rim. He can score in between, and he can certainly shoot the 3-point shot. But the other thing that he does by being physical and by being downhill is he gets to the foul line a lot. Like, I think he missed a free throw the other day, and he shocked me. I think it's the first one he's missed in the league. And so much for us, we look at more as, what do you do in the league as opposed to the non-conference, and he's averaging almost 24 points a game in the league, which has been tremendous. But I think him having the ability to score at 3 levels, and by drawing that much attention, now he's making some of those reads to kind of get shots for other people as well.
The other guard Bobby talked about, Kent Jackson. Kent is a local kid, played at Episcopal, played at JU for a year, transferred to UNF, and is having a terrific season for you as well. How has he played compared to what your expectations were?
I'll tell you what, in the non-conference, like, I think KJ shot 30% or so in the non-conference from 3, and we're just like, there's no way he's a 30% shooter. Right. Now, even that being said, I'm not a huge metric guy, but basically we were 20 points more per 100 possessions with him on the floor than with him off the floor. And this is when he's averaging 11 points a game and shooting 30%.
Right.
I think there's that term, and I think it kind of came in with Steph Curry. Talk about gravity, where you can kind of draw the defense to you and spread the floor. And the thing about KJ is, KJ can make shots from any and everywhere. Now, my challenge with him is, taking the good ones, taking him in rhythm, on balance. Like when he does that and when he's not rushed, I mean, he's absolutely terrific. And then the thing where he's helped us a ton is because he shoots the ball so well, he's been able to kind of create for others, in 2 different ways. One, just kind of shot fake and then move the ball. And then 2, because guys are jumping out on him so much, our forwards have been able to slip, get catches, and they've been able to score inside because, 2 guys are running at him when he's coming off of screens.
Stetson also comes in tonight with a 3-5 record in ASUN play. What kind of challenges do they present for you?
I mean, they're absolutely terrific. And, you're talking about, they're 3-5. They beat Lipscomb, who's in first place in the league, and they lost an overtime game to Lipscomb where they had to hit a 3 at the buzzer to win. Coach Jones is I think he's one of the best coaches in the country. He's fantastic. I've had the good fortune to get to know him since they came to Florida my second year as a head coach at Williston. So I think I met those guys. It would have been the summer of '96, I think, when they came into Florida. So I've had a relationship with him since then. He has a really, really skilled team. His big guys are great, cool in the league. Is shooting about 81%. 81% at the rim, and I think he's shooting 75% overall. So, anybody that has that inside attack really challenges us, but they're able to complement that with stretch forwards who can shoot the 3, and then they have a couple wings, Copeland and Johnson, who really can shoot the ball. So they have the ability to kind of stretch the sideline to sideline and baseline the half court, so to speak. Their 2-point guards are really similar. Sermons and McGregor are really, really athletic, downhill guys, a little bit smaller, but so it's going to be a challenge for us, to basically, to be able to defend the inside and rebound the ball.
Bobby Cannon with us, UNF basketball coach. Nobody knows this league better than you do. How is the league this year? What's your opinion, top to bottom here?
I think it's extremely deep. I think it's as deep as it's been. I know there's some teams at the top who have separated themselves a little bit, but I think it's a league where I'm not going to be surprised come March if anyone gets a win or 2 in the conference tournament. I think it's that good. I mean, you're talking about North Alabama, who's picked to win the league by some in the preseason. Might have been, I think it was the media. I think the coaches picked Queens, and they're sitting in last place and they're terrific. I mean, they've got a really, really good inside guy. They've got really good pieces, and they can turn it around. They can turn around at any time. It's even like, we go beat North Alabama and lose at Central Arkansas, and I'm not quite sure that people understood how good Central Arkansas is. Like, they're 6-2 in the league right now. Their 2 losses are in overtime. So it's a really, really fine line, and I think the goal of any of us in this league is to play your best basketball in March, and the job is in January and February to position yourself for the best seed. And it's like anything else. I think it comes down to this league always comes down to matchups. Some teams match up better with others, and who you're going to wind up with in March.
Bobby, how important is it the next 2 games? Now, obviously, 2 really good teams and 2 home games. The importance of this crowd. These are big games now.
Oh,
these are 2 big games.
They're huge. I mean, they're huge, and we've kind of called this separation week. We were going in, and there's kind of a bunch of us, tied for 6th place. I mean, we handle our business tonight. We come out here with a win. We're tied for 5th place all of a sudden. So in a matter of 3 weeks, we go from 12th, at 0-4 to 5th place. And I think anytime you're in a conference, if you want to contend for a conference championship, you win all your home games and you split on the road. If that's the formula to be in the discussion for the top of the league, and obviously we kind of dropped a couple earlier. So being at home, to get some momentum and take care of that, this place is fantastic. I mean, our fans are tremendous. Our students have been great. Our weekday student crowd has been great. And, hopefully we give them something to continue to support us with.
Give us your assessment of the climate of this sport. We have at Alabama a player that's playing that was in the 2023 NBA draft. What do you make of where we are right now in college basketball?
I think what's the term that a lot of people use, I think you have to be agile right now, and it's one of those things where, you run a race, and I'm actually a little disappointed I'm not running into Donna this weekend. Maybe next
Bobby's
year.
a big time runner, by the way.
Maybe next year. So
you were busy, right?
Shout out to all those people who trained for that, because I've done it during the season 3 times, the whole thing. But it's kind of like the finish line keeps moving. It just keeps moving, and nobody knows where it is, and nobody knows where it ends. And the thing about coaches is like everyone's competitive, and everyone's looking for an edge. And if they allow you to do something, and you have the flexibility to do it, then you're gonna do it. I mean, I've said forever, like the NCAA rule book. I mean, it's kind of a joke. It's probably 3 inches thick. And the reason why it's 3 inches thick, and I think basketball coaches have a lot to do with that, as soon as they put a rule in, they're like, okay, how can we circumvent this rule, or how can we use it to our advantage? And then they have to write another one and another one and another one. Well, right now, I'm not quite sure what the rules are, and I don't think anybody knows what they are. So, if you have the ability to kind of make your own way and play by your own set of rules, then that's what people are doing. I don't necessarily think it's right, but it's within the framework, and I just think we have to get some type of consistency right now.
And we're going to bring Dallas and Bo Beach back, by the way, until it changes. How much running are you doing? You running still?
I really wish. I wish I was doing a lot more. It's funny. We got to about a little bit before Christmas. All of a sudden, like my knee was swollen up like crazy, and I'm like, I didn't know why. And I'm like, man, is it because I'm squatting on the side? Like I never squat. I'm not sitting on the bucket catching baseballs for my son anymore. And right. I don't know. I don't know if it's bet down there. So I've struggled here over the last few weeks to kind of getting back into a rhythm. But hopefully we continue to go well, and I can kind of make sure I take care of myself, because I think that's the biggest thing when you get in these positions. That you're responsible for taking care of a lot of people, and you better take care of yourself if you're going to take care of others.
Yeah, I was going to ask you it's been fun watching you. Where's the suit? Bobby wearing the suit?
Yep, absolutely.
And I was wondering if you still were a big time runner like you were. Your life's different now, and I know it's exciting. And you told us at the top of the interview that there's all the other stuff you have to do. But beyond that, the feeling when you walk out of that locker room and it's your team. You waited a long time for that. What's that been like?
There's nothing like it. I mean, there really is nothing like it. I've always had a passion to lead, and I've had a passion for young people, and now you kind of have the combination to do those things. I think one of the things that's been great about being here for Coach Driscoll and really everyone that I've worked for is I think all along the way, like I've never made a suggestion just to make a suggestion. I've always made a suggestion because that was my belief and that was my conviction. And I always thought that I always tried to make those suggestions as though I was leading the team. And obviously you make suggestions and the head coach makes decisions. And now you get to, make those decisions. You get to live with those decisions. But I just think it's been great for me. I've continued to evolve. And I think one of the things that I'm probably proud of the most personally, and I just shared this with somebody this afternoon. Like, I didn't even realize we lost 10 games in a row at a point. because like I was always just focused on the next game, the next play. How are we going to get better? How are we going to get better tomorrow? Then how are we going to get better today when we're in that practice? And then how are we going to grow? And how are we going to do that? And I think that through everything, I've kind of been able to, be even keel with my guys and not be high and not be low and just kind of be there with them. But I just have great support here among our coaches on campus, among our administration. And I think that's been a really, really neat thing for me. Like even, we're down and, I get a text from Jeff Conrad, just Friday night. I think we lost on Thursday and I'm Friday Friday recruiting on the game. He's just like, hey, just, keep punching, and just that kind of support and that thing. But I'm certainly grateful for the opportunity and hopefully making the most of it.
Have you heard from our buddy Matthew Driscoll at all?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
I have. He's doing well. We talked for a long time after Christmas.
Okay.
And one of the things that I think people don't realize about these positions, and somebody told me this before, and it certainly is true, they're lonely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredibly lonely, and it's incredibly lonely at times. And obviously we were struggling at that point. And he's like, hey, I was calling you because I know what it's like. I know what it feels like. It's like even this time right now, it's like, all right, we finished practice at 3, guys will come back at 5:30. It's like, you're just in your thoughts for, I welcome this. This is a welcome break for me. But
we're going to probably host the rest of the show.
I'll host the rest. Anything that gets me to 7:00 quicker, I'm definitely for. But yeah, they have their own challenges in their own right out there at Kansas State right now. They lost a tough one to West Virginia the other night, and Coach texts more than he talks, but I think every couple of weeks we have a conversation, and it's certainly welcome and needed.
Final thing. What does your team need to do? You're 21 games in. You know your team now. What does your team need to do tonight and the rest of the season to get to where you need them to go?
I think it's been the same all year. We have to be able to defend and rebound and take care of the ball. And it sounds simple. It sounds silly. We've won 5 games. We're 5-0 when we're out rebounding our opponents. And for us to take care of the ball when we're not really big, we're not really physical, it becomes a math problem. It becomes a math equation. So if you're turning it over, you're losing possessions. If you're giving up offensive rebounds, you're losing possessions. So if you turn the ball over 5 more times, if you give up 8 or 9 more offensive rebounds, that's 14 possessions. Like you have to be really, really, really good to overcome that. So in the games where we've taken care of the ball and we've done that at a much better pace in conference play, and we've rebounded the ball, then we've been right there. Those games have been right there for us to win. So it sounds simple, it sounds easy, but we're really going to have to kind of control the glass the best that we can, limit offensive rebounds, and then make sure that we get shots, because when we get shots, we're effective on the offensive end.
UNF Stetson tonight at UNF Arena. The game is at 7:00. Bobby, good luck, man. You're playing well now. I'm happy for you. Congratulations on that. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Bobby Kennan, the UNF basketball coach. Back in a moment from the arena after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here, and the cooler weather is upon us. Folks, it's the perfect time to try the new breakfast sandwich from Dandy Foods. A hearty one, too. A twin-pack cinnamon swirl and country sausage. You get the sweet first, then the salty kicks in, and trust me, they are addicting. And you'll find them all at daily stores around town. So the next time you're out and about, stop and get all that deliciousness in less than a minute from Dandy. Just one more reason to go out and make yours a dandy, and do it today.
In the game of vehicle performance and reliability, Atlantic Infinity is always the top pick. This is Hayes Carlyon. Did you know that every certified pre-owned Infinity is inspected, factory-backed, with a limited warranty, and gets the same championship-level service as a brand-new Infinity? Every mile will feel like first class. Check out their full certified inventory now at AtlanticInfinity.com or visit Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Basketball is back as Division I college basketball takes center stage with the UNF Ospreys. Osprey basketball returns home to CSI Company's court at UNF Arena this Saturday, January 31st against Lipscomb. So make your plans to see the Ospreys in action at UNF Arena on Saturday, January 31st against Lipscomb. Tip-off at 2 o'clock. Visit UNFospreys.com/buy tickets now to secure your seats. UNFospreys.com/buy tickets now. Swoop!
Joe C here. I tried playing handyman with my sprinklers and French drain. Ho, ho, ho. And royally failed. So I called Clearwater Irrigation and Drainage, and John Haney came out personally, just like he'll do for you.
You know it. And for a limited time, my good buddy Joe C's coming too.
Huh?
Ain't that right, Joe?
I gotta go to the game.
Joe? Go!
Clearwater Irrigation.
At least do this part. And drainage too.
ClearwaterJacks.com.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
Mortgage rates have dropped. They're expected to move lower. Home sales momentum is building. So now's the time to get your home ready to maximize your sales price. It's time to call Chad and Sandy, the proven experts to sell your home. Maybe you have concerns about putting your home on the market and getting it sold. Well, let me alleviate those for you. There's a real quick solution. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold or they will buy it. Call 414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. You'll find out for yourself. Chad and Sandy, the local real estate experts I trust and recommend with the sale of your home or mine. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Anthony and Mary in Palmco said, we needed to sell our home to move closer to family, but low cash offers weren't cutting it. Since we'd only bought a year earlier, options felt limited, but not for Chad and Sandy. Call Chad and Sandy today, or log on to chadandsandy.com.
If your home doesn't have a fireplace, CSS can install a beautiful electric or gas fireplace from Heat & Glow with no major remodel required. See their showroom or CSSOutdoor.com for a free estimate. CSS, you dream it, we build it.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
We appreciate our friends from Stanley Pools sponsor this program for the longest time. They can do your pool, your backyard, pavers, screen enclosure, whatever you need. And they service pools, too, and they do a fantastic job of that. So we sure appreciate our friends from Stanley Pools. Frank Frangie and Hayes Carline on location. JJ LaSelva back at World Headquarters. Bobby was telling us, by the way, during the break, he's a Forest guy. Did y'all talk about that before, JJ? I know you talked about Ocala before.
Yes, we have. Offline.
So a Forest, two Ocala Forest. You get Hayes. You get two Ocala Forest guys together.
Watch out.
Watch out is right.
Certainly watch
radio
out.
Show, so there certainly is that. Boy, South Carolina needed to watch out last night. The Gators really laid it to South Carolina. One of the biggest blowouts in their history, in Florida's history.
The biggest.
The biggest score,
SEC road victory.
Yeah, I mean, they really – and two or three things. Number one, South Carolina's not very good. Number two, Florida was annoyed with themselves for not playing with great energy against Auburn, and you had a hunch that might rear its head last night, and it did. But I think even beyond that, at least what I took out of it, Hayes, in addition to that, the fact that they were ticked off and their playing team wasn't very good, and they were going to play with great energy because they didn't a few days earlier, it shows you kind of who they can be. No matter how ticked off you are, and no matter how bad you might think South Carolina is, there's a handful of teams that could have done that last night. Duke, UConn, Arizona could have done it. There's a handful of teams that could have done it. Maybe Nebraska's good. They're certainly good. Michigan's great early in the season. But there's a handful of teams, in my opinion, that could have done what happened. And I watched it, and I know you did too because we texted. That was ugly, man. Good ugly if you're a Gator fan, which we are. But what I took out of that is no matter how bad South Carolina is, no matter how ornery Florida was because it was a bounce-back game, in my opinion, there's a handful of teams that could have done that last night.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, it was a road game at 9 o'clock at night, which is usually a recipe for lackluster play.
Great point.
And it was a perfect game. I mean, 28 assists, which is remarkable. And they had 15 in the first half. They shot 62% from the field, which is obviously preposterous. They were plus 21 rebounding. They held South Carolina to 26%. They outscored them on the fast break 32-3.
Wow.
And 54-20 in the paint. It was a perfect game. I mean, this was the equivalent of throwing a perfect game and scoring, 12 on your own. If it was a baseball game. I mean, it was masterful. But the thing that I was encouraged by, beyond the dominance of it, and beyond the taking personal, the Auburn loss, I think you're now starting to see guys settle into roles.
I do too.
And that this is the time of year where that needs to happen. I thought Xavier Lee, Alex Condon played a little differently than what they had been playing, but it worked marvelously. Lee had 9 assists. Condon had 8 assists, which is ridiculous for a 7-footer. And I really thought their offensive flow and identity was as peak as we've seen it this season. Sharing the ball. I mean, again, pretty much every field goal coming with an assist attached to it. And I think these guys all came to Florida with the idea of, well, I'm going to be the star of the team. Certainly Boogie Flan thought that. Certainly Xavier Lee thought that. I think Alex Condon thought, well, I'm a preseason first-team All-American. I was a big-time player on the national title team last year. I'm going to be one of the big-time players. Obviously, Hauk, Chinlilu, is improved more than anybody on the roster. But now I think that they've settled in and they've started to see the Auburn game, brought them back to their weaknesses. I think it was a really good reset. And I don't know if this is sustainable. I don't know if we need to see more games play out. But this, to me, if I'm Todd Golden and staff, was about as good a game as I could have had, because I think you started seeing guys, they're going to need role players. They've got too many stars. Hauk is a star. Chinlilu is a star. Everybody else needs to settle into a role. It can be a big role, but it's not going to be the star role. The 2 star roles, that's Hauk and that's Chinlilu. But I think you last night saw Lee and Condon especially, and I'll give Urban Klavzar credit because the first 10 minutes were sloppy on both sides. Urban Klavzar hits a couple of threes, and then it was like Katie bar the door. Everybody fed off of that and played spectacular basketball. But I thought if Florida does have a special year, I think what happened last night might be the game you kind of circle and say this was the game where they kind of figured out how they need to play together.
Yeah, I thought that your point about roles is a good one. They now know when. See, the one thing that bothered me about the shooting, not only was it bad, they didn't know when to take them. Yeah, they'd pass up good ones, then they'd do a step back when, to make threes, you shoot them in rhythm, whether it's off the catch, off the dribble, off a step back, whatever. Florida, how many times did even Hauk would catch it and you'd think he'd have a 3 and he wouldn't take it, and then maybe he takes it a second later when he realized he probably should have taken it when he. Well, I thought there was less of that. Now Klavzar's letting it fly. I mean, he's the one guy they have that when he touches it, and I think he's coached to do that. He's the one guy that they've told when you get a look, you let it fly. I mean, even a little bit of a look, you let it fly. But I thought their roles, I thought they settled into their roles as well too. Point is, they're a team that can do this. I'm looking at the poll now. I'm looking at the AP poll. All right, Arizona, UConn, we saw both of them. Duke is 4. That's 3 of the top 4. Michigan and Nebraska are 3 and 5. They just played each other. They're 2 really good teams. I don't pretend to have seen them. I've seen Illinois. They're really good. So, but if you watch those, I'm trying to think. Last night's Florida team, and remember, even before Florida was playing this well, they played Arizona, UConn, and Duke nose to nose. They just didn't win the games. None of the games were at home. We've had this talk a bunch of times. Duke was a road game. The other 2 felt like road games. Neutral sites is closer to the opponent than they are to them. So, yeah, I think last night that doesn't mean they're going to play that way every week. In fact, now all of a sudden,
tough stretch coming up.
Tough stretch coming up. Alabama at home, then those road. They get the week off, which I like. They get their midweek bye. Everyone gets 1 week midweek bye, but then they've got the A&M and the at Georgia, and they got some hard games. But and Sunday's critical because Sunday's the last game before your midweek bye. You get 6 days off after the Sunday game, and I'm glad, by the way, the midweek game comes after the Sunday game. So I'm glad it's not a Sunday Tuesday turnaround. Some teams have had to do that, but big game now. Get to 17-6 and 7-2 in your league, which I think is where they'll get to. I think they're going to beat Alabama. I don't think they're going to play badly in front of their home crowd. I think Alabama's good, but I don't think they're going to play badly in front of their home crowd again. So play well at home against this Alabama basketball team. But again, last night was, almost one of the few times I've ever felt bad for the opponent. They blistered South Carolina's basketball team.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was as one-sided game Florida has ever had in SEC play. They equaled the margin, but those games that they equaled were at home. Largest road win they've ever had in SEC play. And again, and so many great stories. Even some of the guys that Lloyd, did some, and Ingram did something good. You got to see Ryu get in there, and he didn't score, but I thought he had a nice little pass there that led to foul shots for Milicic. I think just a perfect game. Your stars played great, your role players played great, and even your guys that really haven't been able to play much at all in conference play were able to get out on the floor for about 3.5 minutes. So, now I agree with you. I think they beat Alabama at home. Then between at A&M and at Georgia, you'd like to split those. And then if they beat Kentucky at home, which I would anticipate they do, you're exactly where you need to be. You'd be 4-1 in this 5-game stretch, and you'd be 9-3 in the league through 12 games.
The rest of the program, Lee Smith, comes up at 5 o'clock here at UNF. We'll talk some golf with him. Nick Morrow, the terrific AD here, will be with us at 5:15, a little bit after, so a lot to do on the program. But when we come back, we've got headlines. That's next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Take the game with you.
What a turn of events!
Radio play-by-play is where you are. 1010XL.
Start your new year off healthy and get screened at Ackerman Cancer Center with on-site imaging, including whole-body MRI, PET and CT scans, and mammography. Early detection is key. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. This month, Topps released Stadium Club UFC, a first for UFC cards. Known for its unmatched artwork, Stadium Club has neat insert sets like Beam Team and Power Pack. Find Stadium Club UFC. It's Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
From Friday Night Lights to signing the dotted line.
For some students, National Signing Day is the ticket to the future.
National Signing Day on 1010XL is covered by
Flame Broiler and Baker Glass. Next Wednesday.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Here's good advice from your friends here at 1010XL. High Flying Jacko here, and the next time you need to send a gift for a birthday, anniversary, wedding, or just for the fun of it, call on the experts at Kuhn Flowers. For over 75 years, Kuhn Flowers does it right.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
The Florida Forum welcomes former Russian political prisoner and Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Vladimir Kara-Murza at the Center of Performing Arts. Hear his powerful story of courage, imprisonment, and freedom, February 3rd. All proceeds for the Florida Forum benefit the Women's Board of Wolfson Children's Hospital, supporting a new outdoor play area for behavioral health services. Still to come, Chef Jose Andres on March 31st. Get your tickets now at thefloridaforum.com.
Take aim and make a difference with Operation New Uniform's Veterans Cup on Friday, April 10th. This competitive clay shooting tournament is a fun afternoon on the range, followed by awards, a reception, and great company, all in support of our veterans. Proceeds benefit Operation New Uniform, helping veterans, transitioning service members, and military spouses successfully move from military service into meaningful careers. Put your team together and join us on April 10th. Register today at onuvets.org. That is onuvets.org.
Low mortgage rates are back. Listen, Loan Pronto has fixed rate mortgages with APRs as low as 4.89%. It's the lowest in years. Hey, gang, Prosser here. Smart homeowners are taking advantage of this while they can. If you got stuck in a 6% loan, you can lower your payment big time, or you can keep your primary mortgage intact, get cash out. Equity with Loan Pronto's rapid equity loans. One homeowner just got $250,000 out of their home. They paid off all their credit cards, some car loans, and cut their monthly expense by $2,000. Call now. See what option works best for you, but don't miss this big rate drop of 2026. Ask about new home loans, VA loans, full cash out refis, or their famous rapid equity loan. You can close in less than 2 weeks. You may be able to skip your next 2 house payments altogether. Call 904-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com. No hard credit pull. 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. APR for well-qualified buyers.
Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round.
It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. We are live here at the UNF Arena, getting ready for the Ospreys to host Stetson tonight at 7. But we're going to start with the Jaguars. ESPN's Bill Barnwell has ranked the 37 NFL hires over the past 5 years and puts Liam Cohen at number 11, which I was a little surprised it was that low. Just for context, Doug Peterson was 15th. Urban Meyer, the caboose, at number 37. Barnwell ranked Dan Campbell number 1.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I don't know how you decide that 1 year in. You know, it's an awful hard one.
He had Ben Johnson like 8th.
Yeah.
So I was surprised there was that big of a gap between Johnson and Cohen.
Well, here's the thing. We're in small market Jacks. We're a small market team. Hey, we're just a small market team. You want to really decide? Tell me in about 3-4 years, because I got a hunch what we saw from Liam Cohen is just the tip of the iceberg. And I'm a homer and I'm a positive guy, but it is my opinion. Honest to Hayes, I think it's the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I would completely agree. Let's get into college basketball. The Gators dominate, thumping South Carolina 95-48 in their largest SEC road win ever. UF shot 62% from the field and dished out 28 assists. Florida now 15-6 overall and 6-2 in SEC play. The Gators are now 12th in the net rankings.
Yeah, and I said this to you earlier. I know South Carolina is not very good. Florida was bowed up after what happened against Auburn. All that's true. But there aren't many teams, in my opinion, that would have done that. Now there's 4 or 5, but there's not 20 that would have gone into South Carolina and won the way they won. It was an amazing performance.
Yeah, South Carolina has won 2 SEC games. They're 2-6 now, but they have beaten 2 SEC teams. So it's not like they're hopeless out there, but certainly looked at last night against the Gators. Tennessee holds off Georgia in overtime for an 86-85 win in Athens. It was sort of typical Mike White basketball there at the end. Georgia is down 3 in the final seconds and takes a layup with 0.6 seconds left. The Vols will just run out the clock. Vols are now 4-3 in SEC play. Tough loss for the Bulldogs. They dropped to 4-4.
Yeah, and I'm not sure you can put that on Mike White. It was his team. But that poor kid, he's a good player. But you're down. Obviously, he just had a brain cramp. You're down 3, closing seconds. Obviously, they give him the wide open layup, and he took it. I mean, at the buzzer. And I'm thinking, at some point, God bless him. I felt bad for him. I'm going to assume he's a smarter player than that. He just had a brain cramp. But it was everywhere, buddy. It was on SportsCenter. When you shoot a layup at the buzzer, down 3, it's going to pretty much be everywhere. If you're the one that did that, don't turn on SportsCenter that night.
Yeah, without a doubt. Florida State victorious at home over Cal, 63-61, to improve to 9-12 overall and 2-6 in ACC competition.
Nothing says conference play like leaving Berkeley and flying to Tallahassee. Nothing says conference rivalry quite like that matchup, quite like that 4.5-hour flight to play an hour and 48-minute game.
Yeah,
right?
Stanford traveled to Miami last night.
Played for about 2 hours.
Huge
got back on a
rivalry.
plane. Here's what you do. You fly for 5 hours. You play a couple hours. You get on a plane and go home. You know what you do after that? Fly 5 more hours.
It's brutal.
Nice league.
Totally brutal. JU in action tonight. The Dolphins host Lipscomb, who was 7-1 in ASUN play.
These are two big games for JU and UNF. They both, you know how it works. Lipscomb and Stetson both come to Jacksonville. They spend the night tomorrow night and then play whichever one they didn't play Saturday on Saturday, whoever they didn't play tonight. So Stetson against UNF tonight, Lipscomb against UNF on Saturday. Opposite, Lipscomb at JU tonight, Stetson at JU on Saturday. Both teams both of our teams are 3-5. Gigantic game for both of those teams against two really good teams.
Let's get it to golf. The PGA Tour's Farmers Insurance Open at Torrey Pines is underway. Brooks Koepka was 1 over through 6 when I looked a couple hours ago. I'm not sure how he wrapped up, but it's a beautiful course, and it's going to be fun to see how this event plays out. Yeah, Justin Rose was playing well early. Again, I don't know if how it continued.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And by the way, Brooks is in the players. If we didn't clean that up the other day, our friend Stuart Moore from the tour called and talked to us about it. So he will be in the tour, be in the tournament. By the way, speaking of the tournament, Lee Smith comes by in just a few moments to talk golf with us. But yeah, watching Koepka, to your point, where you're going with this, watching Koepka this year will be one of the intriguing storylines in the tour. Because he's back, how good will he be against tour players?
Absolutely. Let's get it to walk-off charities. You guys had a cool event today. Tell us all about it.
Probably one of the coolest things we've done in a long time. As you know, if you follow, and if you're tired of hearing me talk about it, I apologize, folks. But if you follow walk-off charities, we help kids in underserved communities play baseball, and we give them gloves, and they play in our leagues. We had 77 teams in our league last year, so it's really all over town. But we have built an opportunity for older kids to play on these scout teams we have, right? But that's not every old kid. It's just the ones that come out. And so I realized, and we thought we've got a group called the Players Alliance, a national group that helps grow minority baseball, made a huge donation to us of gloves, equipment. I mean the good stuff now, Hayes. I mean stuff you'll see college catchers wearing and college and pro players using. I mean good stuff. And we said, and we had that because of the donation from Players Alliance, which is a big deal for us and a great partnership with us. We've helped them. They've helped us. So today we went to Rains, Ribault, and Jackson, and we surprised their baseball team with the kind of gloves and bats and gear and helmets that they never would have ever played with. Now, there's a lot of kids in high school baseball that have that kind of gear and in travel baseball, but these kids at Rains, Ribault, and Jackson did not. None of them did. And seeing the look on their face when we opened that box all 3 times, it was freaking the coolest thing in the world. So thank you for asking about it. It's one of the cool, we're going to send some photos out, but it's one of the coolest things we've ever gotten to do. It really is.
That is awesome. Well, congratulations. And yeah, what an amazing
just to see those kids, man. Just to see the kids at Rains, Ribault, and Jackson have gloves they've seen other kids have. Yeah. It was really cool.
That is really cool. We'll get you out on today's musical nugget. On this day, back in 1983, Men at Work become the first act in 12 years to have the #1 song and album on the American and British charts at the same time. The song is Down Under, and the album was Business as Usual. Yes, this song was popular 43 years ago.
How's that possible?
I think it holds up well. A little 80s for you here on the Frangie Show.
I might celebrate by going and having a Vegemite sandwich. That's what I might do. Celebrating that's what I'm going to do. We'll take a break. When we come back, our friend Lee Smith will be by shortly. He'll be here at UNF talking golf and more. Stay with us.
Can't you hear the thunder? You better run. You better take cover.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL takes you behind the microphone.
I took a long, hard look at myself. You know what I saw?
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
What?
They are The Drill.
I'm a babe magnet. I'm catnip.
Mornings on 1010XL.
Hey, gang, Hicken here. You got some big milestones coming up in the new year. Getting engaged, celebrating a big anniversary. Beards Diamonds is ready for you. After a record-breaking year in 2025, Beards Diamonds is fully stocked for the new year with a massive selection of exquisite diamonds, designer rings, all the latest fashion jewelry. Beards is the go-to place for all things jewelry here. They have the highest possible standards, full transparency, price integrity, uncompromising quality, and customer service that doesn't come from a policy manual. It comes from the heart. At Beards, their non-commissioned experts are there to help you, to guide you, to show you all your options, to show you how to maximize your budget. And remember, Beards is locally owned, not big part of Wall Street conglomerate like the other jewelers at the town center. No, no, no. Beards runs circles around them because they are accountable, not to Wall Street, but to you. So for that memorable moment in 2026, just know this. Get to Beards and they will hook you up. Shop local, shop Beards. Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center.
Here's hoping for a raise the roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
To catch more fish, you've got to think like a fish. Captain Kevin and the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Reeled in by the Pest Pros at Royal Pest Services. And awaken 180 weight loss.
Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
What's up, Duval? I'm Chad Valamek, owner of Purple Heart Pools, Jacksonville's veteran-owned pool company for over 10 years. We specialize in new pool construction and pool renovations, built on military values, integrity, communication, attention to detail, and honor. Now is the perfect time to start your pool project, so when the heat hits, your pool is ready. As an Iraq War veteran and Purple Heart recipient, pride in what I do is everything. Let me show you the difference in how my team and I execute your pool project with military precision. Call Purple Heart Pools, Jacksonville's veteran pool company.
The Jacksonville Icemen are in town for a pair of games this Saturday and Sunday. Saturday at 7, it's Star Wars night. Whether you support the Rebel Alliance or the Empire, come out for a night of fun as the Icemen wear special themed Star Wars jerseys. Then Sunday at 3, it's Publix Family Fun Day. Take a shot on goal on the ice after the game. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. Iceman hockey is #Sub-Zero.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. 5-time major champion Brooks Koepka made his first start back on the PGA Tour today at the Farmers Insurance Open after playing his last handful of seasons on the LIV Golf Tour. The Orlando Magic got a much-needed W last night, defeating the Miami Heat 133-124 on the road. It's 55 degrees at 5 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Time now for the tour update with Players Championship Executive Director Lee Smith.
Keep an eye on this one.
Presented by Sunshine Turf, the highest quality artificial turf at affordable prices.
All right, we thank our friends from Sunshine Turf. If you want that turf in your backyard or any commercial stuff you want done, playgrounds, you name it, artificial turf is so good and nobody does it better than my friends. It's Sunshine Turf. That is the name to know. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline with you. Lee Smith has joined us here on location, coming in hot. How you doing?
This is beautiful.
It is great?
Yeah.
You've been here, I take it.
I have not.
Oh, you haven't?
I have not.
Okay.
You know, hearing balls bouncing and
the
court, that's fun stuff.
Lee knocked down those threes in high school. He may run down there and make a few.
Yeah.
Hey, just so you know. So there's that. So there's
retirement about 10 years ago.
I get it. So hey, I'll get to the tour in a minute, but we're getting close. Catch me up where we are.
Yeah.
If you're on the tour, if you're on the players staff, what are we doing these days?
Yeah, 42 days out. This is our James Worthy number, our Mo Rivera, but we 6 weeks from round one. So a lot of announcements now. You know, last week we announced our concert. Earlier this week, our partnership with the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall and a couple of concerts on Thursday and Saturday night for folks attending the tournament and want to go down there for a couple of country acts that we're excited about. And then next week on February 4th, our military appreciation and our complimentary tickets to our veterans and servicemen and women go on February 4th. So we're excited about that. We've doubled that allocation this year for Tuesday. We want to take care of the third largest military community in the country. So it's something we're very proud of.
And what a special week, obviously, for so many reasons. But what a special day that is, no question about it.
Yeah, without a doubt. And boy, the PGA Tour season got a heck of a start. Scotty Scheffler shows up, dominates again, two-time Players champion, the only man to ever defend the crown. And boy, you got to think, we look for form, we look for horse for the course. Scotty Scheffler is going to be awfully tough to beat at the Stadium course.
Yeah, a dream start for the PGA Tour to have the number one player in the world, win very early on in the season. Last year that wasn't the case when he had his injury and was coming back. I saw an amazing stat. Obviously, his 20th victory and youngest since Tiger and all of those types of things. He did it in 151 starts, I believe, and Tiger did it in 95. So
right.
there's a little bit of separation. But speaking of separation, I saw that the delta or the difference between Scotty Scheffler at number one in the world to Rory McIlroy at number two in the world is the same difference as Rory McIlroy to number 677 in the world.
Wow.
Their average points, about 8.5 points separate number two and 677. And that's the same difference between 1 and 2.
So he could not play for.
He could probably take a year off.
Right,
right.
And still be the number one player in the world.
Exactly.
It's unbelievable.
All right, he's 29. He just won his 20th time. He's got the 4 majors. We know that. Where can he get to? I mean, Snead and Tiger have 82. He's not going to 82. Nicklaus has 73. I don't think he'd have to average 4 wins a year for 15 years. But what can he get to? I'm asking you to predict. What's your guess here?
Well,
he's only 29.
I mean, think about it. On the pace that he's on, by 40, he might have 80.
Well,
he win 5 or 6 times. Now,
can you keep doing that with this field?
That's keeping the pace for the next 10 years, understanding there's, a lot of new talent that comes along. But, I would think that 50 wins is very, very reasonable.
That's what we said the other day. Yeah.
Over the next 10 years to average, 3 or so a year. Now, you got to be healthy. You got to want to, I think Scotty, not that, they talk about he's as competitive of a player out on the golf course as there is, but he's also made it clear that golf doesn't define him. And, all of a sudden you could reach a point where he wants to move on to other endeavors. Now, we would hate that, obviously, at the PGA Tour and, golf in general. But, I think the sky's the limit.
Yeah, same question about majors. He's got his 4, 2 Masters, obviously the PGA. He won the British Open. He only finished second at the U.S. Open, or he'd have the career Grand Slam. 10 majors? 12 majors?
Absolutely. I think you probably are going to want to get those early, probably in the next 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how the golf, how the golf courses line up for him as far as, ones that he's either played or plays well. But no, I think certainly 10 majors is well within reach.
The Farmers Insurance going on right now at Torrey Pines. Obviously, it's great to see Brooks Koepka back on the PGA Tour. Again, I mean, we all crushed him for leaving, but he's paid his penance, and it's great to see him. I don't know how he was 1 over through 6 when I saw him, so I don't know how competitive will be. But what are some storylines this week outside of Koepka at the Farmers, in your opinion?
Yeah, look, I think Torrey Pines is one of those iconic venues that we've seen host numerous majors and host this event for a long time. I think it's one of the 5 or 6 longest running, venues, consecutive venues on the PGA Tour. This is Farmers Insurance last year as title sponsor. They've been a great partner for 17 years. So, it'll be interesting what the future holds for that event. But Torrey Pines as the venue that it is, and it's a little bit quirky. You play the North Course and the South Course. One each day. There's a big field, and then you narrow it down to play the South Course the last 2 days. And I think what's cool about those venues for avid and core golf fans is that you recognize hole 18. It's a par 5. I hit a good tee shot. You got the water on the left. Some of those holes are recognizable when you see them year after year after year.
Lee Smith with us, our golf analyst, and of course the executive director of the Players. What happens now with Patrick Reed? Where do you stand on him?
Yeah, look, I think the easiest answer, Frank, is that the PGA Tour is better with Patrick Reed playing.
Okay.
And this was, I think, very, very additive to our tour. A major champion, a Masters champion, many wins on the PGA Tour. But, obviously he didn't qualify for the returning member program. And I think, and this is just my opinion, but I think his win at the Dubai Desert Classic on Sunday was probably the trigger that said, here is my way back to the PGA Tour. As a past champion, I can come back after sitting out my year. So he's eligible in late August, which was the last competitive round that he played on LIV. He can then get sponsor exemptions into the fall events. He can, Monday qualify for those fall events. But throughout the year, he can play the DP World Tour. And now that he has won the Dubai Desert Classic, I think that put him second, and the top 10 get their full PGA Tour cards for 2027. So I think really the fall events and playing the DP World Tour really set him up to be in a good category to play in a lot of events in 2027.
You answered, your first answer was interesting. People don't like him, and he's probably earned some of that, but he's a recognized player. He's a very good player. Better off with him. That's what you think, yeah.
Yeah, look, I would say this. The most popular franchise in the NFL is the Cowboys. It's because half the people hate them.
That's right. Well said.
And so I think the fact that Patrick Reed comes back, he brings personality, he brings intensity, he brings attitude, and I think the PGA Tour again is better off with him.
I like the way the calendar lays out, but I don't know if it's unique for the Players Championship this year, in that I think there's 3 signature events before we get to the Players Championship, which is nice because it does feel like the tour's done a good job with that people have bought into. This is a signature event. I need to be watching it, particularly when you're outside of the NFL season. So it really gives, 3 major or signature events before we get to the first major feel of the Players
Championship. First major, right?
Yeah. I wish you guys would just call it that.
The first major.
Hey, I'll be on with you.
He's your PR guy. Hire him. He's the guy.
Keep your eyes peeled. That's a slight tease.
Nice.
I love
that.
I love that.
No, I totally agree. I think, look, if you've followed some of the public information that has come out of the Future Competitions Committee, and there's no decisions made on any of that as far as future schedule and places and all of that. But some of their North Stars that Brian Rolap has outlined around scarcity and parity and simplicity, but some of their North Stars have been make every event count, add drama to every event, start big, with the season, a la a NASCAR. And so I think that this with a 26 season, is a way of doing that with signature events, the Players Championship, and a major all in the first 10 weeks.
Let me ask you this about the players. You're still newish to it. Bro, I was there when Jerry Pate jumped in the lake, okay? I've seen them all. I sense it's going to sound crazy because it's always great. I don't know, Lee. I sense there's more momentum, excitement, growth in the players now than there has ever been. And we all have recency bias, right? You remember today, but I feel that way. To people you're around that have been here a long time, and there's a lot of them, do you sense that from them?
Absolutely. I think you start with the athletes and start with the players, Frank. When you hear a Rory McIlroy comment about I'm going to paraphrase, but it was that during the rain delay, we had 4 or 5 players sitting around, and we were commenting that this is one of the best experiences, if not the best experience for players and fans that we go to anywhere. I think that from an athlete and a guy that's been everywhere speaks volumes to, the growth, the momentum, and what the Players Championship has risen to. Go back to the earlier conversation around being at the same place every single year.
Right. That's right.
17 is the most popular hole in the world.
Right.
But everybody knows 16 now. They know 18 now. They know 4 now. That you're seeing those holes being played every single year, multiple times, and our broadcast partners do a great job of not leaving anything out. We show the first tee shot, we show you the approach shot to 4. 13 and 12 are such great holes to watch the ball on the green and those types of things. So I think all of that resonates. And then you add in the timelines of the competition timelines around, one of the things that I think we're going to continue to promote is there are 4 players in history that have won multiple players and multiple majors. Jack, Tiger, Rory, Scotty.
Pretty good. As groups go, pretty good group.
Could be a Mount Rushmore, right?
There's no question.
There would be an argument for that. And those are the only 4 people that have done that. And so I think all of that, from history to fan support to partner support to media support like yours, I think just continues to rise the event into an echelon of the major championships in golf and in all of sports.
Yeah, without a doubt. We always talk logistics as well as people start planning their Players Championship experience. Let's talk about parking, rideshare, very critical, but parking passes, are they sold out, still available?
Yeah, currently, a lot of moving parts. So currently, I think Friday and Saturday we're currently on hold with parking. A big focus for us is obviously to create as good of experience as we possibly can. And I think over the years we've understood that maybe, certain lots need less cars, certain lots can take more. But I'll tell you, you guys would have had a ball being a fly on the wall yesterday. We filled a room with the FBI, Florida Department of Transportation, St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, our local security CSC. I mean, it was a room full of 30 uniforms, really just moving through the week and talking about player movements, celebrity movements, traffic, and a lot of new things that we try every year, all the way down to this year, manually hooking into stoplights and being able to manage those manually when there's no cars.
Yeah.
What upsets you more when you're driving is that you have to stop at a light.
That's right.
Regardless,
That's
you have
right.
to stop at a light and there's no cars going the other way.
Right.
And so I think the ability to do that on 3 or 4 main stoplights, all of that is always taken into consideration. It's pretty fun.
All right. Well, we are close, 42 days away, as you said. It's the best we said it yesterday in the program. Best week of the year around here. And I think that's grown in the way it's perceived I don't know how it could have grown because it already was perceived that way. I think you're a big part of that. Lee Smith, the executive director of the Players, our golf analyst. Thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
When we come back, Nick Morrow joins us, the AD at UNF. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
He doesn't pull punches.
You want to punch me right now, but you won't.
He doesn't beat around the bush.
You got aggression? That's even better. You're going to need that, too.
Rick Ballou is the truth teller.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Evenings on 1010XL.
Wait, what?
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
If you miss an interview, it'll be waiting for you on demand.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Search where you find podcasts. And at 1010XL.com. Trained by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. One of the best live bands in the world, Tedeschi Trucks Band. Live in concert in St. Augustine. The Future Soul 2026 Tour. Performing at the St. Augustine Amphitheater, Friday, October 9th and Saturday, October 10th. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at AXS.com. The new album Future Soul is available everywhere March 20th. For more, visit TedeschiTrucksBand.com.
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink, designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus, straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
Not everyone is built for a cubicle. At Local 234, apprentices get paid to learn hands-on skills like plumbing, pipe fitting, HVAC, the stuff Jacksonville runs on. No endless lectures, no massive student debt, just hands-on training, real jobs, and real pay. This is how you level up, by doing work that actually matters. Check them out at UA234.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Local 234. Make the right connection.
It may be winter in Northeast Florida, but it's one of the most important times to protect your lawn. Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. Their winterizer strengthens roots and improves cold tolerance. Pre-emergent treatments stop spring weeds before they ever start. What that means is you set the stage for a thicker, greener lawn when spring arrives. Call today to schedule your winter lawn treatment with Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
Hey, we do thank our friends from Stanley Pools, the best pool company in town. 904-269-7277. Call Stanley Pools today. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline with you, and our buddy Nick Morrow, the AD at UNF. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I've missed you guys. It's been a minute.
I know it has. We love coming out, man. This is a great setup, and we appreciate you guys having us. So, how's it going? From 10,000, we'll get to basketball and baseball and all that in a minute. But from 10,000 feet, how you feel? How are things?
And we're cooking. Yeah, we're that's what the kids say these days, right? We're cooking. Yeah,
well,
we're cooking.
that's what I've heard.
That's what my 11-year-olds tell me anyways. But yeah, we're doing great. I mean, we had an incredible fall. One of the better ones we had competitively. You know, our women's volleyball team had a great stretch run down the end, ended up upsetting number 1 seed Florida Gulf Coast on their home court in the tournament. First time that's ever happened in the ASUN Conference tournament. Women's soccer made it to their first ever ASUN Conference final, and then men's soccer repeated as regular season champs, as tournament champs. We went to Chapel Hill. We actually scored 4 goals on them. 2 of them got called back, but we won't get into the officiating side of that. Went into overtime, then went into a shootout to determine who's moving on in the NCAA tournament. Went to the 7th round of a shootout before we ended up falling to them. And you walk into Chapel Hill, and like they've got national champion banners everywhere for soccer and lacrosse in this facility. And our guys walking like, we don't care. We're going toe-to-toe. And we easily could have and maybe should have won that game. Right. And so competitively, it was a great fall. Academically, another 3.48 GPA across the entire athletic department. Awesome. 90% of our student athletes getting over a 3.0. And then facility-wise, we're blowing up too. We opened up the arena locker rooms in the fall. And so brand new locker rooms that will rival a Power 4 finish. It's not quite the square footage of those programs, but the finishes are really great and functionality, and so that's going to be a huge recruiting tool now moving forward. And so really great fall, and we're hoping to keep that momentum as we go into spring.
And you guys had your Hall of Fame ceremony last Friday. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Last week alone was kind of crazy too, because we unveiled our swoop sauce at Island Wing Company, and now we get a percentage back every time you go to Island Wing and buy swoop swoop sauce wings. And then on Friday we had our Hall of Fame induction, which is always one of my favorite nights of the year. Is bringing, especially since I've been here 15 years and I've watched them all compete and gotten to know everyone who's come through, and so to be able to honor them and it is always a blast. Making that phone call, telling them they got into the Hall of Fame is one of the coolest things you do as an AD, and then to celebrate them and hearing their stories and seeing everyone come back together again, it really just it reminds you why you do this and why you're in college athletics, especially as crazy it is today. There's still a lot of good in college athletics.
Well, to that end, if people didn't see, and Mark Romano's a friend, and TK's a friend, and I love their department, so I'm biased a little bit. Yeah. But people that didn't see you give it to Mark was you present Mark. One of the coolest things I've ever seen. Tell me how that all come together. And you'll describe it better than I did, but it was phenomenal.
It was really neat. I wanted to do something special for Mark, letting him know that he got in. And so I talked to our friend Mark Cagnasola, the mayor of Jacksonville Beach. Not officially, but pretty much. Yeah.
And Mark recognized Cags, by the way. So
that's right. That's right. He did. And so I was like, hey, let's do something special. What should we? Should we go to his house? He goes, hold on, let me make a couple phone calls. Calls me back. He's like, I can talk to the sheriff. We're going to go downtown and do it there. I was like, all right, Cags, here we go. Yeah. And so we went downtown, and he had no clue. His family was there. Cags and his wife were there, and I was there. And sheriff had set it up to where we would walk in during one of their meetings with all their top-ranking folks. Called all these people together. I walk into this tiny room that are probably 60 deep of dudes and wonderful women and men in uniform, and I'm like, this is easily the most intimidating room I've ever walked in.
As you said.
Yeah.
As you said.
I was like, holy, they packed them all in there. And those are amazing men and women that serve and protect our wonderful city. And it was really cool to do it in front of them. And he was shocked.
Yeah.
And the sheriff told him, he's like, my goal is to make him cry. Yeah. And mission accomplished. We did it that day when we announced it, and then at the Hall of Fame as well. And just a really cool moment overall.
Did you see it on social?
Yeah, yeah.
It was fantastic. I mean, it was fantastic.
Yeah, no doubt. Big game tonight. Stetson's 3-5. You guys are 3-5, but have won 3 of the last 4.
Yeah.
What are you seeing about this club starting to gel and click together?
Yeah, it's really exciting because I've been watching them obviously since the summer and when Bobby took over, and he did an incredible job taking over this program, keeping the roster together, and immediately they're working hard every single day. Practice, competition, you look at them, you know they're working hard. And so for the results not to come as early as they want was kind of frustrating, and I know they were frustrated, but they didn't change. Bobby shows up, and he's the same guy every time, and I appreciate that about him. And so now, though, he had an analogy early on about bamboo and how it grows under the ground before it starts going up. And now, have we hit that point now where the bamboo's coming up? 3 of the last 4, great opportunity tonight. They're playing well. it's been a tough season, considering we had our 7-footer that's been out all year, his projected starting point guard that's been out all year. At one point, I look in the bench, we had more guys in warm-ups than we did in uniforms, so that's tough. But they've done a great job and haven't changed who they are, and that's why we're starting to see the results we are now.
I asked Bobby this. I'm going to ask it to you, and I also asked Matthew Driscoll this once about Chaz Lanier. Did you think Cameron Oriole was that good? Did you know that was coming? That was coming?
Well, somebody did. They lying to you if they saw that comment, right? We knew he was a great person, works really hard. He was putting up single-digit points last year, and we knew if we were going to be good, he'd have to be that guy, though. We didn't know that much. Like, he was going to have to run through him. He was going to be the guy, and he's done it. It's amazing. And his game has just continued to evolve every week. And, just watching him drive to the hoop and his body control when he gets, guys are hitting him hard when he's going in, and his body control and how strong he is, and he's just a really smart player too. Got the whole package.
He's been the player of the he's player of the week in the league twice, and we're not at February yet. And we're in January.
Yeah, he's throwing up crazy numbers. I mean, the last game was 33 points, 15 assists. Whoa, the 3 turn. That's crazy. That stat line's not normal.
No, it's really not.
Hey, he's shooting 49.2% from the field on the season, which for a guard is just extraordinary.
Sounds good.
Yeah, obviously. How cool is it the ASUN tournament's going to be here and kind of talk us through the strength of the league?
Yeah, it is. I've always been pro high seed host, and I know Alex Crosstown's always been pro neutral. He finally won, and now we've moved over to that side of it. But that's fine. It's really cool that it's going to be in Jacksonville. I think it's great for the city. It's obviously great for UNF and JU that it's in Jacksonville. We will host the first round for the men and women on that Tuesday and Wednesday before everyone moves downtown into the arena. There's that one caveat. Where if we're in that first round, we've got to go to JU unless we play JU and we're the higher seed.
Right.
I fought for that. I was like, logistically, it'd just be a lot easier, guys, if we all played in here.
Right.
I was like, this would make the most sense. Let's just stay in UNF Arena. And we took a vote among the ADs, and it was 11-1. Who against doing that? So guess who that one was? And so we're going to go to JU if we're in that game. And but it's great that it's in the city, and we got 12 teams, and there's some really talented teams, and you're starting to see the league take shape. I heard you mention it. We've got a couple teams that are doing really well with only 1 or 2 losses, and then we're really jumbled after that.
Right.
And so this really could be a separation week. Coach Kennan was talking about that earlier. As we finish up January and we go past the halfway point, this could be a separation week.
He's done a good job, hasn't he? You see 5 wins he had, but if people dig deeper into what he had when he took the job, what the circumstances were, how they're playing now, he's done a pretty good job, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's a really important point, Frank. Yes, he's done a tremendous job. Watching him, if you're in the program, you're watching what he's doing, how he's handling his business, he's done great. Even though he's, technically interim head coach, 1-year contract, he went and signed 3 guys in the fall period, including a 6'10" guy out of Miami. And he's hot on a couple other JUCO commits. He's doing everything the right way and has done a tremendous job. And so that's, again, why it's been a little frustrating the results haven't come. But it's been stacked up against him with those injuries that I talked about. And we have $0 NIL dollars in this roster. Over half our league has $300,000 to $500,000 in their roster. We have $0.
Wow.
And now we're changing that going into next year. This next transfer portal cycle that's going to come up, we're going to have money to get in that game, which is going to be good too. And so, a lot of things that worked against him with the transition and stuff. But again, what I appreciate about him every single day, he's showing up as the same guy. Win or loss, frustration or not, he's that guy.
And we're getting a couple of weeks away from baseball. Tell us about the facilities.
Is there anything going on in the facility? By the way, I want you to know that I've gone 9 minutes and haven't asked about that baseball facility.
I know, I'm shocked.
That is patience, okay? It is discipline.
And he's had to be the one.
No, I wasn't going to. We got a basketball game going on. I wasn't going to jump in and do it. So there you go.
Well, we're rolling on the facility front, and I calculated the other day we're going to have $20 million worth of projects over a 2-year period. And so we opened up our arena locker room project. Now we're moving over to baseball. We're a couple of weeks from opening day, and that project's almost done. Brand new artificial turf looks tremendous. Wall padding is going to go up next week. That's going to set the facility off in itself. Premium seating down the right field line. We're going to have a drink rail with swivel seats all the way down in front of the nest itself, an indoor area, which also is receiving a renovation with the restrooms. We created a family fun zone that's also turfed. And so we'll have some family activities and kid activities down there. And so really excited about the way that one's come together. And so they're opening day in 2 weeks, and we'll be able to unveil that. Next week, softball opens up. Next Thursday, we host Auburn as opening day in softball. Preseason number 1. Preseason Defensive Player of the Year, and we are more loaded this year than we were on our championship team last year. Our roster deeper than it was last year. We don't have Allison Benning, who was just
the
a
great
phenom,
player,
but we're loaded even deeper, and so they're going to go make a run at it. Beach volleyball is the week after baseball going. Then we have every single team competing at the same time, which is always an exciting time of year.
The baseball facility is gorgeous, and I want to, when you talk about turf, how you have to see it to see how striking it is. And obviously at our Bregan baseball complex for walk-off, I was kind of instrumental in making sure it was turf. So I'm a turf guy. Yeah. I know people say, oh, you have great. No, the world's changed. Old school turf was a rug on concrete. That's not what this is. It's it plays the same as grass, except it is gorgeous. What you've done, I took a peek. I'm going to take a tour. I told Corey Levine, I'm not going to go over there for 5 minutes, okay? I can't wait to see it, but what I've seen is gorgeous, and I know how hard you and Corey, who's as good as it gets in that industry, I know how hard you guys have worked at it. That thing looks really cool.
Yeah, it's tremendous. We're really happy with how it turned out. And artificial, the traditionalists in us didn't necessarily want to switch from natural to artificial, but it's going to allow us to do so much more. We were literally losing games and practices through what we had. We're going to have to replace it anyways, whether we went natural or artificial, and the difference is nominal when you're replacing an entire field with all the drainage and everything. Plus, we'll be able to engage with the community more, host more events. We're already got a local high school baseball game scheduled to come out there in March, and so we're going to be able to do that at a higher level. And so we're excited about being able to engage more with there. And then, guys don't have to, the baseball team don't have to call Corey up, hey, can you prep the field for us today? Or we got to go out there and prep it. No, you just walk out and you go. You start training, you got to do what you got to do. And so all those are pluses with what we're doing.
Well, while it was being built, the boys came out to our park. It was good seeing them.
Yeah.
Mark was out there throwing BP. I said, Mark, you got anything left in that arm? He said, a little bit, got a little left. But it was great seeing him. Hey, congratulations on all this going on right here. I know this is a big night for you. I know Saturday's big too.
Yeah.
But you got great stuff going on, and we love coming over here. We can't wait to. We're now back in our travel season for us. Okay.
Yes, I love that.
So we can't wait to be back. But thanks for having us out. We
appreciate you guys.
Nick Morrow, the athletic director at UNF. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The votes are in for the Folio Weekly Best of Jax Awards. The award for Best Sports Radio Show goes to
Helmets and Heels.
The winner for Best Radio Sports Anchor is
Dan Hicken.
Hear them every day on 1010XL.
Folks, this month marks a big milestone for Nimnicht. 85 years of serving Jacksonville. Since 1941, Nimnicht has been more than a dealership. It's been part of this community. 4 generations of families, thousands of vehicles sold, and a reputation built on doing things the right way. So when you hear nobody but Nimnicht, that's 85 years of trust behind it. If you bought a car from Nimnicht, serviced one, or participated in one of the causes, you are part of that legacy. So stop by and celebrate 85 years with the Nimnicht family, because this milestone belongs to Jacksonville too. There's 2 great locations. There's Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett and Park, and there's Nimnicht Buick GMC located on Phillips Highway. They're proud of 85 years, and they should be. Nobody does it better than Nimnicht. So head to Nimnicht today, and if you want a great deal, the best deal, who gives it to you? Nobody but Nimnicht.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
A new year is the perfect time to finally get organized. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and I love our closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live. From closets and garages to home offices, entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and more. Beautiful, functional storage for any space, lifestyle, and budget. Start the new year strong with 40% off plus an extra 15% off, free installation, and 18-month special financing. Schedule your free in-home consultation. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
It's the Happy Renewal Year sale at Renewal by Anderson. Buy one, get one, 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. But this offer expires January 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Feel the power of Van Halen. Live. Jump. America's Van Halen experience. Iconic riffs. And David Lee Roth era energy. Sunday, February 1st at Thrasher Horn Center. Get tickets now at thcenter.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
I'm going to lump all the moments together. We had some good moments today. Bobby Kennan, who's such a good dude, the UNF basketball coach, joined us. After that, Lee Smith, our buddy from the tour, and our golf analyst, and, of course, the executive director of the Players' Championship. And then, of course, Nick Morrow just joined us a moment ago talking about all the things he's excited about here at the University of North Florida. A bunch of golden moments all rolled into one golden moment, and we love being out here at UNF. There's a buzz about a college campus. We've done it 2 Thursdays in a row. It's really cool, isn't it?
Without a doubt. And again, this is a season that, I mean, UNF's got a lot of momentum. They've won 3 of 4. If they can get past Stetson tonight, who is like them, 3 and 5 in ASUN play, you get to 4 and 5. I mean, 5th place in this league is right there for the taking. And look, who knows? Maybe a team in the top 4 starts to flounder a little bit. But it's a really exciting team, and it's a really exciting time of year. And you're seeing one of the hottest players in the country, and Cameron Oriole. I mean, he's averaging, 25 a game in conference play?
Yes.
Has scored over 30 points in consecutive outings. And this is the stat I just can't get past. He is a guard who was shooting 49.2% from the floor.
So they're not layups. That's your point.
I mean,
I'd say really is
what a player.
Yeah, he really is. So come on out and see UNF today. Again, this is back-to-back Thursdays. We got to go live from JU last week, live from UNF today. We really love seeing our friends from both these schools. So come on out and get a chance. If you get a chance, we'd love to have you do it. Do you like the week in between the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think
you like
so.
it?
I like it. I like teams to be able to take a breath. If you are dealing with something nagging, which most would be at this time of year, having played almost 20 games now. I think it's good. I don't think it helps the hype. I think when I was a kid, it was done more to hype the game.
That's right.
Whereas now the league doesn't really need that. The Super Bowl is going to do gigantic numbers. It's matchup proof. So I don't think you need the extra week to get people excited about it. But I do like it. You want to see both clubs that have made it be as healthy as they can be. And so, I do like the fact that, and look, Drake May, Sam Darnold, they've been battling through some things. So good that they've got 2 weeks, get healthy. You want to see as many of the stars competing in the Super Bowl as you can have.
All that makes sense, and you're probably right. I just wish there was something football now. They tried the Pro Bowl, whatever the Pro. By the time they tried it in between, were they still playing football? or was it touched by then? And before it was not it wasn't the games yet.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the real football. By the time they moved it in between, it wasn't real football, right?
Correct.
And so, but you almost wish there was something. It's too far after the college season for it to be the college championship game. But you almost wish there was something this week.
Well,
it feels like just a weird.
do think next year the college national title game is on like January 26th.
So it's closer to
So
it.
it might be.
For me, and again, I don't feel this way the week after the Super Bowl because then I'm resigned to the fact that okay, football's over. It's basketball and spring training and the golf season and whatnot. But it's just a weird week. It's a weird weekend.
I certainly don't think you need it from getting to know the teams,
right,
getting people to get fired up about the game, but yeah, I mean, it's, I think it'll be interesting when they do go to the 18-game regular season and they add the second bye week. Do they keep the 2 weeks? I think they will, because I think ultimately they want to move everything back and line up with that President's Day holiday. And so a lot of people will have, a holiday after the Super Bowl. They'll be off on the Monday. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it helps from an excitement standpoint anymore. I think it's more maybe quality of the game.
Yeah.
These teams aren't going to get rusty taking a week off. But if you've got players that are at 70% that now get a little closer to 100%, well, they're going to play better.
Yeah. By the way, JJ, no movement in the picks. You noticed that, right? We went 1-1.
Yeah.
Last week?
Yep, it was a wash.
Yeah, so here's the deal.
I'm up 2.
You're up 2 with 1 game left. Now, here's what's going to happen. You'll pick one of them. I assume Seattle, but you'll pick one of them, okay? I'll pick the other, okay? Now, if Hayes Carline from the Bowl School cares about life, humanity, people, if he loves America, and I don't know that he does, he'll pick who you pick, giving me a chance for the game picker-upper because the contest will be better. Now, that's again, if
I can buy that logic.
Okay,
yeah.
that's so whoever JJ.
Because did I go 2-0?
You went with both of us. Yes. I think
so you went 1-1 too, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I should have gone 2-0. I think.
Oh, did you?
But it may not matter.
Yeah.
The only way it would affect me
went 2-0.
is if I could get out of third.
Yeah, well, that's right. And I think you went 2-0. Let's look at it. I think you did go 2-0.
Yeah, because I took
you took my team once and it's right.
Correct.
Okay, so yeah, okay. Well, hang on. No, hang on then. So you got to. So it's going to be 110, 108, 105.
Well, he just tied with us. We each got 2.
Yeah. So 110, 108. 105.
Or I guess we got one each. Yeah.
And he got 2. You're still
down
3.
So I'll take whoever.
Yeah.
I'll pick whoever JJ takes.
Yeah. So then we have and then by the way we could have a tie.
That's right.
We have to figure out what the tiebreaker is.
Whose record's better?
Yeah. Well, then that would then be no. Actually, you'd be ahead by 1, right?
So I think I already won anyways.
Well, I didn't know. First of all, I don't know that we had a tiebreaker that you just brought into the contest. Okay, thank you for introducing the tiebreaker into the contest, which we've never had. We've needed before. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So you'll pick. I assume you'll pick Seattle, right? It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Suspense because you're picking first, so there's no suspense in it. It's not like me knowing who you're going to pick matters, right? You get to pick first. So
it just gives Frank a week to plan who do I need to food poison.
That's exactly right. Right. And a good food poisoning is good every now and then. So there certainly is that.
I have no idea why guys were puking their guts out, McDonald's said.
McDonald's
said. Oh, goodness. Let's take a break. Come back to wrap up. We're glad we're here at UNF. We have a good time out here at UNF. It's a Stanley Pools Thursday. We'll be back to wrap the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Looking at the latest odds for the college basketball national championship, the Arizona Wildcats, who are unbeaten at 21-0, are plus 370 to cut down the Nets as champs, while the Michigan Wolverines, ranked third on the season, are plus 600. The Duke Blue Devils are also plus 600 to win the national title. The Houston Cougars plus 1,200. They appeared in last year's title game against Florida. Illinois plus 1,500. UConn also plus 1,500. Iowa Iowa State, they're plus 1,800. And the defending national champion Florida Gators plus 2,000 to repeat as national champions.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010 XL.
Unlike those big corporate-owned stores, Beard's Diamonds doesn't rely on AI to help you find the right diamond. Beard's Diamonds specializes in DI, Diamond Intelligence. As Town Center's only locally owned jeweler with international connections, Beard's Diamonds is the smart choice for choosing the right jewelry for any occasion. Our Diamond Intelligence comes from years of helping your Jacksonville neighbors and connecting them to beautiful, dazzling diamonds from top designers like Tacori and Verragio. Diamond Intelligence is about finding the diamond that expresses what words can't and leaves her speechless. And Diamond Intelligence is tapping into partners from around the globe to find your true treasure without the middleman markups and bottom-line algorithms. Come experience the local, loyal, and helpful difference of Beard's Diamonds in Town Center, home of Diamond Intelligence. There's nothing artificial about it. Beard's Diamonds, proud to be Jacksonville's jeweler at the St. John's Town Center.
To get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
The Jacksonville Icemen are in town for a pair of games this Saturday and Sunday. Saturday at 7, it's Star Wars night. Whether you support the Rebel Alliance or the Empire, come out for a night of fun as the Icemen wear special themed Star Wars jerseys. Then Sunday at 3, it's Publix Family Fun Day. Take a shot on goal on the ice after the game. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com or call 904-602-PUCK. Iceman hockey is #Sub-Zero.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantling, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
Hey, we sure appreciate our friends from Stanley Pools. As we wrap the program, once again, we are live at UNF. UNF Stetson tonight. UNF Lipscomb on Saturday. Over at JU Lipscomb tonight. JU Stetson on Saturday. That's the way the ASUN works. Both JU and UNF are 3 and 5. So as is Stetson, by the way. So, and Lipscomb, of course, is 7-1. They're very good. But so big weeks certainly for our teams around here. Very, very big weeks for our teams around here. Quickly back up before we say a little Rick Ballou to something Lee Smith said. 50 wins for Scheffler. Doubled 10-12 majors. Make sense?
I think it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, again, a lot of it. He could have 27 wins over the next 3 years. I mean, 26. He's already got one in 2026. He's been capable of winning 8 to 10 times in a calendar year. So I think a big chunk of that will need to come in the next 3. But yeah, I think those are as incredible as those numbers are. I think how could you not bet against him? I mean, how could you not, believe that he is capable of doing it? There's just no flaw in his game. I mean, for a while it was, well, he can't really putt.
Right.
He's an inconsistent putter, and he's almost like the Florida basketball team. Whereas 3 years ago, where it was like, well, if he putts, like if Florida hits threes, they can't be beaten. And that's how Scheffler. Well, now he's cleaned up the putting. So now his putting has become, it's certainly not a weakness. I don't know that he's like the best on tour, but he's cleaned it up enough to where he's a good putter on tour, and there's no other flaw in his game. So he and a lot of it is just he always is in the mix. That's the other thing. As talented as Rory McIlroy is very up and down in tournaments. Like, there isn't a lot of middle ground with Rory. He either misses the cut or he contends and wins the event. Scheffler, it's just the consistent, being in contention. He just always puts himself in a position where on the back nine on Sunday he has a chance. And obviously mentally he's incredibly tough.
Yeah, I think the numbers made sense. By the way, Lee said what you just said that I hadn't even thought about. But you're right. Get those majors now because they are harder. They are harder at 36 than they are at 30. They just are. That's it. We've seen that. That doesn't mean older guys don't win one here and there, but on the regular, they really do. So it makes a lot of sense. All right. As we get to next week, we'll start talking about the specifics of the Super Bowl and the game, not just the event. Early thoughts? Seahawks easy? Not easy.
Yeah, I don't think Seahawks easy, but I think Seahawks, by a touchdown, is probably where I'll end up going with it. I just think they're better on the lines of scrimmage. It's still hard for me to comprehend that Sam Darnold is going to be hoisting the Lombardi Trophy, but he has really played well against the Rams.
And he's been very good.
Yeah, and Jackson Smith and Jigba has had one of the best seasons for a receiver that we've seen in several years in this league.
He might be the best receiver in the league.
Yeah, so
we don't see Justin Jefferson a lot around here, but and we don't see Jamar Chase a lot around here. But he might be the best receiver in the league.
He's gotten to a point where if he has 6 catches for 75 yards, it's a bad game.
It's a bad game.
Yeah, I mean, so
it's a great point.
So with the way they play defense, I would think it's going to be difficult for New England. But look, you got to play the game. I'm excited to watch it. But yeah, I think Seattle. How about you?
Same. I think Seattle will win. I'm like you with Darnold, but I'll say this: it's not like Stafford was great last week, and Darnold wasn't. They just got this break, that break. They were both really good. They were both really good last week, and I mean, Darnold had to match him stride for stride, or they don't win that game. I think not that was Sam Darnold's coming out party. That happened well before. It happened when he was in Minnesota last year. It happened all year long, but that was the game that. Forget about regular season games. That was the game to get to the Super Bowl against the quarterback who had 46 touchdowns and 8 picks in the regular season. You think about that? I mean, think for a second. He had 46 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Matt Stafford did. What a year! That's among the best touchdown years ever. I mean, Manning had a couple better. Brady. I mean, you look at the Mahomes. You look at the numbers, and so. And Sam Darnold went head-to-head with that and beat him fair and square. So, I think so. I think probably my gut is Seattle. Maybe not quite as easy as I thought, but probably Seattle. So we'll see. All right, before we get out of here, let's say hello to our friend Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rick Ballou joins us now on Thursday. Rick, how we doing, buddy?
Oh, doing great. Kidding me? Everything's fantastic. Starting to get a little bit warmer. That's nice.
Yeah, it was a little bit warmer today. Scotty Scheffler, how many total wins when he's done? How many total wins?
Well, let's see. He's got 20 in his career. He had one start. He was flawless with clean cards. I'll say he gets, well, depending on how many events, let's say he plays 22, 23 events. I'll say he wins about a third of them. So give me 7 or 8 wins this year for Scotty Scheffler.
I tell you, and if that happens, and if he gets on that kind of a roll, he might get. Lee Smith today thought 50 wins for his career would make sense. He's at 20.
Yeah.
He thought 50 wins for his career and 10, 12 majors, which would be one of the greatest careers of all time.
There's no doubt. Yeah, and he's headed towards Mount Rushmore. You know, some interesting points have been made, though, including Rick Shoemaker, who I talk with golf all the time, the owner and operator over at Cimarron, saying that, you know, the family's starting to get involved. And obviously doesn't need the money, but is he going to check out of some of these events that Tiger would have played in, Jack and Arnold would have played in? Does Scotty Scheffler say, thanks, but no thanks? My kid's got a Little League game over the weekend. I think I'll stay back and be with the family.
Same point Lee Smith made. Will he still be grinding the way will he care to grind as much? Great work. What's coming up tonight, Rick?
All right, we got a lot of good stuff tonight. Really looking forward to it, including I'm going to play the role of a professor tonight. I am going to grade the off-season free agency class, the first ever by James Gladstone and company. And I think we all understand that you build a team through the draft. Free agency does help immediate needs. We'll take a look at whether or not they did that or if they did not. So that's coming up tonight as well.
Professor Ballou. You don't want to miss it. Thank you, Rick. We appreciate it. Folks, that'll do it for our program. One more time, thanks to the folks at UNF for having us out here. Always love coming to these college campuses. UNF Stetson tonight at 7 o'clock. Hope you get a chance to come out and watch this. Tomorrow, back in studio, same bat time, same bat channel. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.